Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to the English online learning class. Today we are going to further continue with the overview of the lesson, The Treasure Within. In yesterday's class, we discussed about the different types of treasure which a person can have. That is the hidden talent, the hidden treasure of a person, which is different from the treasure of valuables, gold, silver. This is the treasure which a person has inside him, the talent. Now, in this regard, we discuss the lesson, the treasure within. The lesson is an interview um, and between two people. The interviewer is Bela Raja and the interviewee is HAFEEZ contractor. HAFEEZ contractor, who is India's famous architect, and Bela Raja is the editor of Sparsh, and she's also a child guidance counselor and special educator. We discussed about HAFEEZ contractor's childhood memories, and the question that Bela Raja asked HAFEEZ was, tell us something about your earliest memories in school. And HAFEEZ began by saying that first and second year he was a good student, but in the third year he started losing his interest and never studied. He was very scared of maths, and he had terrible nightmares that he was appearing in maths exam and he does not know anything. Even he says since last 3, 4 or 5 years he did not have this dream because he is now busy with other work. But this dream troubled him later also in his life. Now, HAFEEZ childhood memories, we discussed that today HAFEEZ is a leading architect of India, but as a schoolboy, he was not good in studies. From third standard, he started losing interest in studies. He hated maths and he was very bad at languages. His teachers used to scold him because he never used to pay attention to studies. And he used to pass the exam up to, say, class 11th by cheating. Now, we have to continue further with the lesson today. Now, advice of the principal. I would copy during exam times. I would try to get hold of the examination paper that had been prepared and study it, as I could not remember things that had been taught to me in class. So this is how he used to pass the exams. However, when I approached my 11th standard and one sentence spoken to me by my principal changed my life. So he had a word from his principal and this changed his life. What did the principal say? Look here, son, I've been seeing you from day one. You are a good student, but you never study. So principal said, I observed you in these years and you are a good student, but the problem is you do not study. I have taken care of you till today. Now I can no longer take care of you, so you do it yourself. Who's saying this? The principal. The principal said that I have taken care of you till today, but now I'll not be able to take care of you because you have to appear in a board exam. You don't have your father. Your mother has worked so hard to bring you up and paid all your fees all these years, but you have only played games. Now you should rise to the occasion and study. So the principal said that your father is not alive and your mother is working very hard and she has paid all your fees up to these years, but you do not pay attention to studies. Now it is high time. You will be appearing in board exam, so you should start studying. I used to be a very good sports person. I had been the senior champion for so many years. I was also the cricket captain. I used to play every game. So Hafiz Contractor was good in games. He was also the senior champion and cricket captain, but he never paid attention to studies. His principal advised him that he should now spend his time on studies. Now, advice of the principal. Hafiz Contractor passed his matriculation only by copy. And however, when he reached his 11th class, the principal called him and advised him to act as a responsible grown-up boy and take his studies seriously. The principal's advice had a deep influence on Hafiz. For a whole year, he didn't go to playground and studied all his books, starting right from 5th class. As a result, he scored 50% marks in SSC examination. So now Hafiz took attention, paid attention to what the principal had said, and that year he did not go to the playground. He studied all the books and he managed to pass the exam by scoring 50% marks. Now, but that year I did not step out into the field. I normally used to play and pass, but I realized that once I was in SSC, I could not do that. So he was in a board exam, and in board exam he cannot depend on cheating. And principal had also said this to him. So he paid attention to the principal's words and he studied. He never went to the playground for prayers, and 1 full year he would only pray, study and eat. When I got a 2nd class, 50% in my SSC, he went to the principal and the principal said, "Son, consider yourself as having got a distinction. So you have done very well because these marks you have got by your own hard work. And this is just like a distinction. I read a book and I can remember the matter as a photograph, but not through my mind." So Hafiz had a different style of learning. He used to read a book and he used to remember the matter as a photograph in a visual form, but not through mind. This was his unique style of learning. And this was a turning point also of his life because he now had passed his SSC examination and he would be joining the graduation course for further studies. We will stop here today and we are going to continue with the remaining part of the lesson tomorrow's class. Thank you and write down the important points in your English notebooks. Thank you.